Home athletes, happy Saturday. First off, I will say I programmed this workout for you earlier in the week without checking the forecast. And I just checked the forecast for tomorrow, and it's supposed to be pretty rainy. And unfortunately, the workout does have a lot of running in it. So hopefully you're tough. You're a true Oregonian and don't mind running in the rain a little bit. If you do, well, maybe you're going to take a rest day today. But if you don't mind, listen on. So today's workout has 3 parts to it, as you can see, part 1, part 2, part 3. Each part gets a little bit shorter. Each running distance also gets a little bit shorter as we go. And as a little extra bonus, there's a 3-minute rest period in between each part. So you can kind of, rest and recover a little bit, catch your breath. Let me explain how it works. So first 10 minutes of the workout, you have a 10-minute window to run a mile and then do as many single dumbbell clean and jerks as you can in the time that remains of the 10 minutes. Now, having said that, this is assuming that people can run a mile in, like 7.5, 8 minutes, ideally. If you cannot do that, my goal for each of these runs is to have about 2 minutes of time for the weighted run, or for the weighted movement, I should say. So keep that in mind. Adjust your mile distance if necessary. If you can run a mile in about 8 minutes, great, do that. If not, shorten it up a little bit, make it 1,200 meters or whatever, something that you see yourself running in about 8 minutes. So you have 2 minutes to work on those clean and jerks. And then you rest for 3 minutes. Then the second part of the workout, we have I believe a 7-minute window. Is that correct? Yeah, a 7-minute window for the next part. And that is to do an 800-meter run and then as many dumbbell power snatches as you can. So same as before, ideally we have about 2 minutes here to work on the weighted movement, which is the power snatch in the second part. So feel free to adjust that 800-meter distance again, right? That should be about 5 minutes. Again, shorten it up if necessary. Then we rest 3 minutes again. And the third part, very short this time, we have, a 4-minute window to do a 400-meter run and then as many single dumbbell thrusters as we can. Same as before, ideally that 400-meter run takes about 2 minutes, so you have about 2 minutes to work on the thrusters. You get the general idea. If you need to shorten up those runs a little bit, shorten up those runs a little bit. So if you have each round or each part of the day's workout, you have about 2 minutes to work on the dumbbell movement. There you go. Score at the end of the workout today is going to be all the reps you got of all 3 different things, all added up together. So you have one number of all your clean and jerks, all your thrusters, and all your snatches. All right. So you only need 1 dumbbell today. Obviously, everything is single dumbbell. Probably doesn't need to be too heavy. You want to go pretty fast on all these movements. You will be somewhat fatigued from the run, of course. Hopefully not too fatigued, a little bit fatigued. You want to come back inside, get things moving. So let me demonstrate our movements for you. What do we have? Clean and jerk, snatches. So 1 dumbbell. So for these single dumbbell movements, you can do one of 2 things. You can switch hands every single rep, which might slow it down a little bit, or you can switch hands every 5 reps, which will give you bigger sets, but maybe that'll be easier for, remembering how many reps you've done. I don't know. So clean and jerks. Dumbbell is going to come from the floor, right between the feet. Go ahead and point that bell down for both the cleans and the snatches today. Touch it right between the feet. Right, we have the hips down, we have the chest up. We start with that kind of big jump, right? We jump up, and we are bringing that dumbbell to the shoulders. These are going to be power cleans, so we don't have to squat underneath. And then we redrive with the legs and go up overhead. So we have clean from the ground to the shoulders, and then a jerk overhead. And then, yeah, probably best to switch hands maybe every 5 reps. Do the 5 on the right, 5 on the same idea. Make sure those heels are flat on the floor. We start that big leg drive and hip extension, bring it to the shoulders, and then punch it up overhead. You'll do as many reps as you can of those after your 1 mile run. And then we have, what do we have on the second one? Snatches. So that one, as you probably know by now, I tend to program these about once a week or so, or I like some good movement. Dumbbell starts flat on the floor between the shoes, and then kind of similar to the clean, we start with that big leg drive and hip extension, shrug the shoulder, pull the elbow up, and this one we're going all the way overhead in one big movement, right? So we're not stopping at the shoulder here. A little more speed, a little more explosive movement, going up overhead. And that one, I know that one I'm used to switching hands every single rep, but feel free to go every single or every 5 reps, whatever works for you. You should have, like I said earlier, about 2 minutes to do as many of those as you can before the break. And then your last, a little short baby round at the end. You'll do your 400-meter run, and then we have some thrusters. This one probably, yeah, it would be a little bit clumsy, switching hands every rep to do 5 per side, but we're gonna go single arm. So remember, thrusters, we're looking for a full squat, right? We're going all the way down on this one, and then driving all the way up overhead. This will be the only movement that we squat in today. So, we're gonna go all the way down, we'll punch it all the way up, switching hands every 5 reps. I like to keep this arm out in front to balance, elbow pointing forward, full squat, and then a full overhead press. Save the best for last, because who doesn't love thrusters? Let me show you your warm-up movements real quick. Sorry, I don't have this written on the board today, so I'm referring to my phone. So as you can see, I'd like you to start with a nice easy 400-meter run to start. And then 30 seconds each of a few different movements. What do I have here? Stands and lunges. You know them, you love them by now. Nice big lunge out. We're dropping the back knee to the floor, and then reach those fingertips up nice and high. Right? We'll switch legs back and forth for a minute. Or sorry, for 30 seconds. Then we have lateral lunges. We have a nice wide stance, toes pointing forward, and we go side to side on these for 30 seconds. Try to get nice and low there. Push this knee out to the side. Then we have glute bridges. Warming up that backside a little bit. Shoulders on the floor. Feet are flat down. Raise the hips up. Give your glutes a good squeeze at the top for a couple seconds. Relax and repeat. Push the hips up as high as you can. Squeeze your butt as hard as you can. Then we have dead bugs. Love these for warming up the core. You can see me here. So hands and knees. We're looking to keep that back nice and flat, belly nice and tight. We basically arm or raise alternate arm and leg. So right arm and left arm come up nice and slow. And we bring those down. And then the left arm and right leg extend nice and slow. All the time keeping a nice tight belly. What do we got there? We got inchworm to push-ups. Actually, I think those up tonight. Inchworm to push-ups. We start at the top. We put our hands down on the floor. We walk it out. We do a push-up, and we walk it back. All the way back to the toes if you can, and then repeat that process. Then, dead bugs. So, we did the bird dogs. This is kind of the similar movement, but now we're on our backs. Lay flat on our back. Make sure you push your belly button in around towards the floor so your low back is flat. And then similar idea with bird dogs, we go alternate arm and leg, keeping the belly nice and tight, low back pressed into the floor. Left leg and right arm come down, come back up. Left arm and right leg come down, right back up. We're just kind of giving that heel a light tap on the floor and coming right back up again. Bird dogs. Dead bugs. Let's kind of like a dead bug. And that's it. 30 seconds between those movements. Starting at 400-meter run. Should get you warmed up for today's workout. So, don't mind the rain. Get out there, get it done, get the fitness, and then enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you Monday.